two of us celebrate, winning a championship on the same weekend. But, you know, I've said this many a times, but I don't know that a championship would define a career for me. I've been more than blessed to be in this sport for as long as I have, and driven some amazing race cars and had some amazing people around me. But I just feel like this year is different. I think this is going to sound really odd, but sitting under red flag at Martinsville truly was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, because I looked at making the Final Four. I gave myself a 5% chance. That's actually probably being a little bit generous, and to even have an opportunity to go for a championship here. I mean, it's unbelievable. We got momentum on our side. We won at Martinsville. We're doing all the right things. This is a great racetrack for us. I look at the spring. We had a fast race car. We won both stages. I mean, we ended up coming back through the field. We ended up having a tire going down and got caught up in a wreck that wasn't even really our doing. But I think we had a shot at winning in the spring, right? So now you channel all of that energy into coming in here for the fall. Sky's the limit, and I feel like we got the team that can come in here and go do it. So it would be a great fire suit right below my logo. But if it doesn't happen, it won't be for lack of effort, I can promise you.
Is the being competitive year after year the thing that really drives you right the most?
Yeah, I mean, I the sport, right? And some of my heroes have been guys that have done that, right? They've been year in and year out, kind of just have that opportunity year in and year out. And for me, I don't feel like I'm old by any stretch, right? I'm not. But on the other side of it, I mean, there is a shelf life to this sport, and there is a shelf life to any driver, right? No matter how successful you are, some don't get the opportunity to stay in the sport as long as I have, to show that they still have that fire in their belly. I think that's one of the things for me that's been kind of the coolest, is that while I do have some gray hair and I have been around for a little while, I still feel like I'm willing to put the effort, the time, the energy, going to the gym, studying film, doing all the things that you got to do to be successful in today. I'm doing that. And, I'm lucky enough that my wife is a rock star, and she takes care of my kids and gets them to sports and to schools when I'm gone and traveling. But truly, honestly, this is a family effort and a family sport, and it makes a big difference.
So you hit that 5% chance at Martinsville, like hitting a number on a roulette wheel. So
Yeah.
is there any sense of destiny in terms of the way you look at it?
Heck, I don't know if there's any destiny in it. But listen, to win a championship, the only way to do that is to be in that Final Four. And if the 5% doesn't happen last week at Martinsville, well, I don't even have a shot at it, right? So yeah, I think that that is truly something for me that, right? Whether we win or we don't. We've had fast race cars. I mean, shoot, I've made more mistakes in 2023 than I've made probably in my entire career combined. Pit road speeding penalties and just dumb stuff, right? But when I look at the cars that we brought to the racetrack, this is arguably the most speed week in, week out, and a lot of that just comes down to preparation for me. Being more prepared in the moment, being knowing my value and where to push and when not to push. And honestly, Austin Hill helped the conversation or driving standpoint, but we all laugh because Austin could be running. The last 20 laps came in, he was always there, and he was always managing to pull good finishes out. And I think for me that was a great moment of, man, I worked so hard at leading all these laps and winning stages and doing all these things that sometimes I think you just got to be present in the moment and know your value and know when to push. And so it's changed my style. And look, last week at Martinsville was that. I knew we weren't in a position to win the race. We didn't have the car to win the race, but my team stayed relevant. They stayed behind me. They kept pushing me, and we had a 5% chance, and we came out with a win. So
And the Red Sea Party.
And the Red Sea Party. Yeah, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, everything had to be exactly how it was, and it worked out in our favor. And I can't be more thankful for that.
Is it accurate? From the outside looking in, it looked like your cars got faster as the years went along. As the year went along, is that accurate or?
No, honestly, I think we were stronger to the field in the spring. I think I sped on pit road like 3 races in a row. We had just stuff happen, pit road penalties, or I had a restart violation at Vegas. I pulled below the yellow line at Vegas, or going back to lead the race again. I mean, stuff that you go, man, how does that happen? We finished third at Daytona, second at Fontana. Should have won Vegas. I mean, I look at the speed we had, and I'm like, man, the finishes do not show.
Fast at Charlotte.
Yeah, fast at Charlotte, obviously. But I really believe. I look at the 4 wins we've had this year, and I'm like, man, it should have been 8 or it should have been 10, right? And we just didn't execute. Yeah, I can go back to his recent as Homestead. I'm glad for Sam. Obviously, that put him in a position to come here. But best race car I've had probably in a long time. I know it's the best race car I've ever had at Homestead, and we took the lead and left rear wheel, right? That took us out of contention. But honestly, I'm beyond proud of the effort that we put in this year, and bringing race cars to the racetrack that we have, and whatever happens here, I know that we'll have a fast race car, and I know that I'm prepared. So we're gonna go for broke.
And you've won here before.
Won here before multiple times. I think I'm the only driver in the Final Four that's won here. So I'd like to keep. When we leave here, I would just like for everybody else's win column to say 0 still, and ours to add 1 more. That's for sure.
So,
I wish I could tell you. I mean, arguably, when they started putting resin and PJ1 down, it's probably hurt me. I feel like the old racetrack with being slick and slow around the bottom was really where my advantage was. But that being said, no application, right, of any type this time, and we're getting back to the old Phoenix. So I'm excited for that. I think it's gonna make the racing better. I really do. I mean, I think especially with the Cup car, you get so locked into that top lane with the resin down that it completely negates passing, right? And I think that the lack of application will really be a big thing for the sport. Not only Friday night, but Sunday night as well, and especially Saturday. So I'm excited.
And likely to be hot and slick, too.
Hot, slick, all of the things that I really want it to be. Yeah, we got it all, so that's good.
so you're assessing your year. You want that patch, obviously. So what do you have to do Saturday to do that?
Execute. This race is so important to have a good practice, qualify well, execute the stages properly. Anything here can and will happen. I mean, this place is. I don't know how to explain it. It literally takes everything being perfect to walk out of here hoisting a trophy. We've done that a couple of times. I've led the most laps and been the fastest car here multiple times and haven't done that. So, we've got our work cut out for us. I look at the 3 other drivers that are going for a championship this week. 3 incredible race car drivers and 3 incredible teams. So, I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to race each other a lot on Saturday. It's going to be a battle amongst the 3 of us for sure. There's other drivers that are going to be in there. Don't get me wrong. This is arguably one of the most competitive seasons I've felt like we've had in a long time. So it's going to be a difficult battle. But I just feel like when we come here, I have this peace with this racetrack. I really have a lot of peace with how the year's gone and where we're at. And I told somebody earlier, I've said it multiple times today, we're kind of playing the house money. When I sat on that red flag and I knew we didn't have a shot at it, I think it changed my perception of this season, and it's all for the better, right? I feel like I come in here with a new invigoration to come and to be successful and to win races, and it's going to be good.
Justin.
Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey everyone, Zane Smith, driver number 38 Ford for Front Row Motorsports. Be sure to subscribe to Frontstretch on YouTube.